Well, a very good evening and welcome once again to the Centennial Hall in Wrocław in Poland for tonight's World Championship. The men, the 90 kilo, 69 kilo category, I should say, and 12 contenders for this championship lining up now. Alongside. And this promises to be quite an interesting evening with so many competitors. It'll be a real task for the coaches to make sure that their lifters are lifting the optimum weights at the optimum times. Well, here is the start list, the first page of the 12 lifters there at the top there. 2 Iranians, they're not brothers but cousins. And then the Venezuelan there, the Pan Am champion for this season. And the heaviest of the class there, Junior Sanchez from Venezuela, weighing in exactly 69 kilos. The lightest of the class, the 19-year-old from Azerbaijan, that's Firidun Guliev, who weighed in at 68 kilos 29. So let's meet them one by one. And this is Sajjad Barousi, the Asian bronze medalist from last year. Here's his cousin, Jabba Barousi. Both of these men from the Shiraz region in Iran, this season's Asian champion. And so to South America, and Junior Antonio Sanchez Rivero, as you can see, America's #1 at the Pan American Championships this year, just 24 years of age. And Vanik Avekisyan for Armenia, Avetisian I should say, for Armenia, 4th in this year's European Championships. Yang Shenshi, well, a big occasion for him, as you can see, didn't get a total at this year's Asian Championships. Kim Myung-hyuk just missed out on the medals at the London Olympic Games a little more than over a year ago. And so to Jose Gavino Mena, also involved in the Pan American Championships representing Colombia. And Firidun Guliev, this is the lightest man of the class, the Universiad champion from Kazan last July. He won that title. And so to the European champion, Oleg Chen, Russia, with their tails up after success earlier today. And then Daniel Godeli from Albania, just 21 years of age, his big occasion so far this season, winning the Mediterranean Games. And for France, this is Bernardine Ledoux Kangou Matam, one of a long line of Matams who've transferred from Cameroon to France. And finally, Liao Hui, the Olympic champion from Beijing. Those are your contenders. Well, welcome back. And earlier today we had the B group competition. And on the stage now, representing Germany, the promising Robert Joachim, 132, 135, and this effort for 137, the Germans with a new development program. And this performance in the B group, good enough to give him the gold medal in the first half of that. But not only was he good in the first half, he was also pretty effective in the second discipline, the clean and jerk. Came out for 165, that was his first successful attempt, and then 170 on the bar for this second attempt. Michaela, very different type of challenge here. Different hand grip, different positioning with the hands.
Yeah, the clean and jerk, the hands are closer together, allows you to get your elbows up in that clean position. The second part of the jerk, the bar is driven with the legs to arm's length. So he's slipped with his back foot.
But nonetheless, a sequence of 5 out of 6, the 170 clean and jerk going with a 137 snatch to give him a running total of 307. And as we begin this evening's competition, he is the man they've all got to catch at this particular moment. But actually, having a look at some of the entry totals, 307. Well, the vast majority of the competitors well over 330. So if you're just joining us, a very good evening once again to the Centennial Hall here in Wrocław, and Michaela Breeze and myself are looking forward to this men's 69 kilo competition. 12 competitors and 2 interesting Iranians in this competition, and there's quite a story going about with the Iranians. The main coach for Iran has been involved in quite an interesting conversation on the radio, on television. His name is Bagheri, he's here, but the reason he's been involved is that some of his best lifters, his big names, including the super heavyweight champion of the world, Berat Salimi, not here, and they've had a dispute with the coach. There's a group of lifters who don't want to work with him, and they're not here, and there's a group of lifters who are working with him, who are obviously here. But all is not peace and calm in Iran. So first lift to get underway, and it's going to be for Europe, for Armenia in particular, and it's going to be Vanik Avetisian to get us underway. The bar has been loaded with 132 kilos. This is the man who was 4th in Europe last season when he snatched 144 kilos, and that is his personal best to date. So, like a lot of lifters here, Michaela, not, we suspect, fully wound up for these particular World Championships.
Yes, we're 1 year post-Olympics. This tends to be the year where the standards drop slightly. This is where countries try new young lifters, give them an opportunity to step onto the world stage in the build-up for the next Olympic cycle.
Well, this man's got enough experience. He's 26 years of age, and you can see there goes into 4th place in the snatch because of the performances of 3 other B group lifters who ended up with better kilos. Joachim of Germany, Valencia of Ecuador, and also Yakubov of Uzbekistan. So the opening attempt now by the Colombian. This is Jose Mena Moreno. Colombia have really impressed here. They brought a full team, both in their women's division and their men's division. Jose, 19 years of age, Pan American bronze medalist this season, 135, and this would be straight away a personal best for him by 5 kilos.
You've got to assume that he's nailed these kind of weights in training. Well, at the age of 19, improving rapidly. It's very comfortable. Opening attempt 135, new personal best in competition.
Young man who was 6th in the Junior Worlds this year, and has already, down in South America, picked up a youth and junior Pan American title in his time, so clearly has something to offer. Interesting to watch him over the next couple of years to see how he moves forward. Has a sort of presence on the stage, which is always nice.
Yeah, he does, and he's technically very proficient as well, which would be a great indication that he is going to move forward rapidly over the next few years.
The desk where the chess game is played here by those different entry slips that are put in by the coaches. And with 12 lifters in the class, coaches are going to have to be on their toes today.
They are. It's quite a big group. Each lifter will have usually more than one coach to keep an eye on them in the warm-up room, make sure they're warming up okay, load the bar for them. Second coach to keep an eye on the scoreboard and make sure that there are no sudden changes which might catch their lifters off guard.
Avetisian coming out for his second attempt. So this is a 5 kilo increase.
Not quite as comfortable there. I saw him lower the bar under control, back to the hips. That's an indication that he uses straps quite a lot when he's training. It can be quite difficult to transfer from using straps in training. You don't have to worry too much about your grip. You see here, caught it and lowered it.
Now, just having a look at the opening weights, I think he's going to have to follow himself here because nobody else is going to want this, so he's got the best part of 2 minutes. The man who's posted the biggest of the opening totals, Oleg Chen, the European champion for Russia. And it's now, as we get to this particular weight class, that the Europeans now tend to take on the Asians.
Yes, absolutely. This is really the best of each continent coming together to fight it out. And Oleg Chen is going to have his work cut out here against some very prestigious lifters with some big totals posted. We've got some big starting weights, particularly by Liu Hui of China. We're going to see later, probably at the back end of the competition.
Yeah, Liu Hui actually 155 on the list, 5 kilos more than Oleg Chen, but those two certainly likely to be in close competition. China with 2 in the class on this occasion. So, Avetisian, 137, third attempt. Good recovery.
Yeah, much better. Just the frustration having missed the second attempt when you know you're capable of it. What makes this sport so fascinating is with only 3 attempts, you've really got to make each one count. Just let his bum drift up as he came off the floor, corrected it well.
I'm always fascinated watching the coaches on the replay. The thing that really fascinates me is why do they always sway and bend to the side? I mean, I don't understand why you can't stay vertical to watch it.
I think you're trying to almost correct the lift yourself when you're watching it.
So, this man representing France, formerly from the Cameroon, Bernardine Matam, a name, or at least the family name Matam, very familiar in France. So many lifters have come from the Cameroon to take advantage of the support and training that the French can offer. Little glance at the clock, 7 seconds, 6, 5, needs to get moving, 3, oof.
Yeah, you'll get that. You can see his arm lock is not great. Arms have to go to lock and stay there, no flexion of the elbows.
Well, one of the referees doesn't favour that and has given a red light. Central referee today, Pashik Alaverdania of Armenia, Mary Hancock, also refereeing today, and also Don McNeil of Canada. It was Don McNeil who wasn't satisfied with that lift, but it's 2-1. He's got it. So we move on, and we move to the first of the 2 Iranians. Now this is Shahzad Belarusi, 24 years of age, 3rd in the Asian Championships last year, and a little bit on performance in recent times behind his cousin. Coming down to 15 seconds now. 10, 5, 'The Iranians hailing from Shiraz, which is the fifth biggest city in Iran, very historical city, the sort of middle to south of the country, about 700 kilometers from Tehran, and famous for poets and literature and wine and flowers. If you've never been there, Michaela, now you have a reason. Firidun Guliev, the lightest of the class at 68.29, opening up here on 140, just 2 kilos short of his personal best. Zlatan Vanev, coach in the wings, formerly, of course, from Bulgaria.
Well, he did well to get that, drove straight out of the squat position, gave him a chance to get back underneath the bar.
Into the lead, 3 kilos up on the B group. There is Zlatan.
And that's why he just jumped backwards from the bar.
Mena Moreno back on the stage here for Colombia. Second attempt, 140, 5 kilo increase.
Didn't quite get the kick that he needed on the bar there. It was a bit slow and sluggish on one speed. There needs to be acceleration. Needs to exert the force on the bar. Didn't quite execute that. Not fast enough changing direction to get underneath. I'm sure we're going to see a more confident attempt coming out. He's had a feel for the weight now, knows what it's like. These are new territories for him.
Yes, but it's a decent question he's asking himself to go 5 kilos up. Remember, he's going for a weight that is 10 kilos more than his previous best. But we already know that he's making progress.
Unusual for China to have 2 lifters in the same category.
Well, they've got 2 men, and both of them in different ways have blotted their copybooks, and we'll come to that when we see them. Now, it didn't have to come this quickly. It could have taken more time, but he's got over a minute now. But he seems to be the sort of lifter that really likes to get on with it. The danger is rushing it. Oh, what a pity. He was very close to being able to do that.
You can't criticise him for not trying. He gave that everything he could. So close. It's not worth trying to hold on to it there. That's when you risk the shoulder or elbow going.
Now, Mr. Matam, second time of asking now. Started off on 139, going 142. You might remember him from the European Championships in Tirana earlier this year when he actually collected 143 kilos, and that's his best result today in this particular discipline.
Moving the bar to a place where he's comfortable with it. Quick glance at the clock.
Remember, he got it down to 2 seconds before he lifted his first attempt.
Well, I would like to see him get out of the way if he's going to drop it behind like that.
I know everybody has their own timing, but I always feel uncomfortable when you see lifters really leaving it down to the last 5 seconds or less.
They're fully in control. They know exactly how long they've got.
Oh, yes.
It's not good watching it, though. You never know if they know. But there is a clock just on the platform. It's quite easy for the lifters to see.
I still think it's something that, you know, it's not a perfect piece of coaching to end up with that sort of minimal time in which to make the lift. When you come on the stage with, say, 45 seconds in which to achieve the task.
No, if you've got a lifter that takes a good part of that minute, then the coach's responsibility is to make sure the athlete is there and ready to go with a minute on the clock. It's up to the lifter then how long they take. But obviously the clock's there for a reason. It's to make sure that the competition moves smoothly. Also gives other lifters in the warm-up how long it will take them to get to top weights just in time for when they're called.
I just think, though, Michaela, when you may have a completely different view, but from my point of view, leaving it down to the last couple of seconds there actually increases the pressure, increases the stress.
It depends. If you left to come out with virtually no time at all, then yeah, it can do, but at the same time you'd rather a lifter takes the time that they've got rather than rush it. So here he's come out onto the platform with 50 seconds to go. He's got plenty of time and he's going to use that time. This is the way he prepares, and each lifter is different. Some lifters prefer to come on, get on with it. Other lifters want to take that split second to visualise it before going.
Well, I'd have described his approach on the stage as a wander.
No, I think that's calm and collected. A lot of lifters also will wait for the 30-second buzzer before addressing the bar, just so that doesn't put them off.
Well, he's down to 15 seconds again. Now down to 11 and 10 and 9. He's going to be... No.
If he went out there with a minute, or if he went out with 30 seconds, he'd still have a couple left on the clock.
Well, I'm just uncomfortable to see a lifter actually delivering or not delivering in his case.
Second attempt, 143,
You might get it into your mind what you need to do, but when you're taking that length of time...
He doesn't care how uncomfortable we feel sat here watching.
No, that's true, but I can also think that it could drift out of his mind as much as anything else. As you gather, I'm all for getting on with it.
Really? You want to get out there and have a go, David?
I think not. Guliev, 143 kilos. He's got 30 seconds from now.
They're waiting for the buzzer again, taking his time. Not quite driving up with the chest, needs to get a bit more full extension.
Well, they know the competition they're in tonight here, which is why you've seen the lifters so far pushing themselves to new personal bests, because they're all aware of the fact that to stay anywhere near the others, that they've just got to take the risk. They've got to go for it.
Yeah, it's got to be a calculated risk, though. With only 3 attempts, you really do need to try and get one in.
Daniel Godelli for Albania in foreground there.
Fairly calm and collected. It's due to start on 1:45. The bar is on 1:43 already. He probably won't have any more to take in the warm-up room. Maybe one.
There you can see in third place the Frenchman, in fourth place the man who won the B group earlier in the day, taking the scalp of Abetisian. And there at the bottom of your screen, the lifters, the last three there who yet to start, along with the others. There's quite a few out there. Jabba Berusi and Sanchez Rivero, Liang Shenshi Kim of People's Republic of Korea, and Chen and Godeli and Liao Hui.
Okay, not happy with that, just taking a minute.
But he's got time to do it. Still got 40 seconds.
Chalk just dries the hands out, make sure you don't slip off the bar. That combined with a hook grip, the funnest trap between the fingers and the bar, gives you ultimate grip strength. Oh, look at that. Oh, come on, steady.
Yeah, he's there.
Great effort.
So he's got his new personal best of 143 by a kilo. And the bar surely going up now to, well, 144 it looks like. And it's going to be the other Berusi, this time Jabba. Now Jabba's been in better form than his cousin in recent times. He won the Asian Championships back in June. Asian Championships, of course, in Astana in Kazakhstan, hosts of next year's World Championships. So Berusi, 144. So just a kilo shy of his personal best that he set in the Asian Championships. In fact, my apologies there. In fact, 3 kilos shy. But no matter, in the end, pretty good first attempt.
Yes, it was. Just see how quick these guys are underneath the bar, how fast they are into a deep receiving position. No time to waste. $125, $31.40 on the bar there.
Yeah, getting very close to coming into the competition when you've got that sort of weight on the warm-up bar. Almost at the final phase. And Liang Shenshi, the man who didn't get a total this season in the Asian Championships, although he did actually snatch 146 kilos. He lost his way in the clean and jerk. 45 seconds. ...24 years of age, 2 years younger than his teammate, and of course, in terms of achievement, way below the spoils that Li Hui has taken.
Well, he's coming out here with a lot to prove, and I think the Chinese selectors have been very generous, I guess, giving him this place. Who won the Asian Games? Did he win the Asian Games? He's coming out here having recently bombed. The Chinese Games, sorry. He came out having bombed at the Asian Games.
Yeah, it was the other Chinese lifter who was the dominant force in the Chinese nationals this year.
Well, I just wonder what credentials he's been selected on. They must obviously see potential in this young lad.
So now it's the turn of Kim Yong-kook for People's Republic of Korea, 22 years of age. Haven't had a chance to have a word with the North Korean fans to find out whether they were drafted in from Warsaw or if there's some base here in Wrocław for them.
Okay.
5 seconds. Is that the best you've seen so far?
Well, it's tidy. No issues there either.
So 145 takes him straight into the lead here.
Great extension, very fast. No effort wasted.
And we're at this particular moment 20 kilos short of the snatch world record set by Georgi Markov of Bulgaria. Now Godeli, same weight.
Oh, not very tidy at all there.
No.
Brought it on bent arms, all forwards. It's a bit desperate for my liking. Came off onto his toes very early. Never really pulled it back.
Yeah, Godeli, bronze medalist at the Europeans in Tirana on his home stage. But now back to the Baruzi boys and Sajjad. 5 kilo increase. Gets this, goes into the lead by virtue of lighter body weight. Now, for me, that's a big disappointment because overall, when you look at his performance record, it's in this section of the competition where he needs to make hay because the clean and jerk is tougher for him.
He's got one attempt left. Not too much wrong with that. Maybe just a little bit more leg drive needed.
So Liang Shenxi, second attempt on 145. If he gets it, he does go into first place in the opening section here. Again, it would be by lighter body weight.
Oh dear. Just looks very soft underneath the bar. Come on, he's got to get up for this. He's really got to get himself psyched. He looks almost too calm, too collected, not really in the zone at the moment.
Well, Godeli's got to come in, so that's quite useful for the Chinese lifter. Gives him a chance to recompose himself, but that was a long way away, Michaela, from being a good lift. Godeli in the dark suit on the right of your screen.
Tough waiting room, isn't it, David?
Yeah.
Those sofas there are literally 10 yards up, well, not even that, 5 metres off the stage. So the lifters don't have to go all the way back to the warm-up room. It's not that much further, but it does save the legs, gives them a chance to sit, compose themselves.
So Baruzi coming out to take his third attempt. Put the bar towards the back of the 4 metre square platform. maybe anticipating a little walk forward here. Into the red zone.
The sport is perfectly safe if you let go of the bar when you're supposed to. He let go of it just in time there.
But that leaves him on 140, which is highly vulnerable. A lot of the B group performers could actually end up by overtaking him.
Yeah, just through the shoulders back then, putting a swing on the bar. Hard to control.
Well, he was under pressure, and so is this man, Liang Shenxi. 24 years of age, as you said. Coaches, they must have thought enough about him to bring him all this way, and now he's really got to stand up and be the man.
He has. He's under a lot of pressure here, especially having bombed out at the Asian Games. He needs to make a total. His own confidence. That's better.
So he can do it.
He can do it, and that will be a big boost to his confidence.
So that lighter body weight does take him into the lead, 68-61 he weighed in at.
Well, it was actually the clean and jerk that he bombed at the Asian Games, so...
Now there's a bit more pace in the competition now. It was a little bit on the slow side, but now you sense that things are going to move forward quite interestingly. The Pan American champion representing Venezuela, 24 years of age. Been looking forward to seeing this man, Junior Sanchez.
Oh, he's not going to get that. Right elbow came out of lock. Even if he had stood up with that, he'd have been in trouble. Just gave the bar a little look to say, I'm going to be back.
Over the past few seasons, he had quite a good run of achievements. Second in the Pan American Games in 2011. Won the South American Championship in 2012. Fifth at the Olympic Games in London, when he totaled up 328. And now Jabba Barusi. Now Jabba Barusi, 144, 3 kilo increase this for him, and this would take him on to his personal best mark. He's 22, he's 2 years younger than his cousin.
2 years younger and a couple of kilos better. It'd be great to have two members of the same family, at least being able to train together and bounce off each other, push each other.
Down to 10 seconds again.
Well, you can see there, right on the front edge of the platform is a piece of tape. That tape was on his thumb. It's been picked up by the loaders. I used to change my tape just before I went on the platform to make sure it was fresh, so that didn't happen. Very rarely that happens, and that's going to have... let's watch his right hand. Oh, there goes the thumb. It's okay, it was only the tape.
Dramatic, at least in pictures. Now Godelli with 45 seconds for Albania.
Oh, not very pretty, but he's got it. Not a great elbow lock. There was no movement, so he'll be fine.
Remember, he missed at 145, so he bided his time, put up the bar by 2 kilos. That's the president, by the way, in the grey suit there, Elish.
Rushed the starting position, didn't really set himself. Very aggressive throughout the lift. Junior Sanchez, Venezuela, just prowling up and down the stage there on his second attempt, 147.
Did a kilo this on the London Olympic platform.
Now we see Junior under pressure. 2 failures, 1 to come. This is not the visualization that you practiced beforehand. So close as well. He's just back from the bar, watch his feet. Back away. If he only came back half the distance, he'd have saved that. Well, new tape on the thumbs, let's hope this stays on this time. He's going to need to be really focused coming out for this. So, Jabba Barusi, third attempt, 147. Oh, what a gutsy effort. That second attempt would have thrown him off. With the shock system, something like that happens unexpected. That was a great recovery, just shaking his head there, knowing that there was a wasted lift beforehand. It was a shame.
And that puts him into second place. He ends up equal with his performance in both the Asian Championships this year and also the Universiade, where he collected 147. Now straight back to Sanchez. Now 2 big blobs of red and 1 final chance. 5th in the Olympic Games was decent, but he's still got to find the consistency to move from those junior successes, regional successes, into being a real world contender.
That was more dynamic, he really wanted that.
Asked and answered. But again, another lifter who, quite honestly, is going to kick himself for that. He's gone into third place. The man still leading at the moment is Daniel Godelli of Albania. He's got the 147, but has also got the lighter body weight at the moment. But Chen of Russia, Liao of China, still to start. And now Kim Yeon-hook, 22 years of age, 4th in the Olympic Games. This title won by China's Lin Wenfeng, 157 kilos. This man made 145 in the first half of the Olympic test.
Not quite as good as extension as he had on the first lift, just enough to get underneath it. 2 out of 2, 1 to come.
Takes the lead.
150 pozostawiamy. Daniel Godelli, Albania. Trzecie podejście.
And so to the European champion who'll be next on stage. Oleg Chen, bar at 151 kilos. That's just a kilo up on his original opening weight, so no issue there. The one man who hasn't started, Liao Hui, who is due to come in at 155. And at the moment, that's still the plan. Well, this man is perfectly capable of not only starting off with 1.51 successfully, but it could go to perhaps 1.57, maybe even a little bit more than that. But he needs this to give himself the basis.
Well, he's happy with that.
The other interesting thing about him is that also he's one of the more consistent guys. When you look at his stats over the last couple of years, he's been consistently putting in good snatch performances of 150 to 157.
Yes, he has. Very interesting again. We see another lifter with the hands extremely close. I can only guess that his wrists or his elbows or shoulders struggle to take it with his hands wider. It just means he's got to move that bar that bit further.
Godelli now to counter-attack.
Nowhere near, just threw his shoulders back, jumped back, never fully committed there.
153 kg, proszę na sztankę, 153 out of the bar, please.
Not the best technically.
152, 152.
That's game over now for Godelli.
It is indeed. So still the other Chinese lifter out there waiting in the wings to start, and Kim Yong-hook with one attempt to come. 152 kilos. So you would have to say they've planned this pretty well here. 145, a 5 kilo increase, now the 2 kilo increase.
Plenty of supporters for the People's Republic of Korea.
He's got it, just needs to stand.
Which he does, and puts himself into first place now. So we have 5 lifts to come, 3 from Liao Hui of China and 2 from Oleg Chen.
Oh, he's just guaranteed himself with a medal. The question is, what colour? Can the other lifters surpass him?
Snatch world record set by Georgi Markov has been around for a long time. 165 kilos, set 13 years ago in the Sydney Olympics. So, first appearance in these championships of the Beijing Olympic champion. A man who was disqualified from the World Championships of 2010 for taking one of the banned substances on the water list. So coming back, but did come back at the National Games in September, and he came back with a successful snatch of 161.
Well, look fairly comfortable.
Quietly convincing.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot to prove.
Oh, a little bit of personality there.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of respect to earn back from fellow contenders and the likes. Chia ban is always frowned upon.
So Oleg Chen now, the bar up here to 156 kilos, so he's taking a 5 kilo increase. Now Chen weighed in at 68.81, Liao at 68.52. That's relevant at this stage.
He's got it, staggers forwards.
So Chen answering the questions here. 156.
Well, will he opt now to try and stay with Liao of China? I think another 5 kilos is going to be a big ask. He is so powerful, so fast underneath the bar.
So, are the Chinese happy for Chen to lift out, or does Chen want to put the bar up and just try and persuade the Chinese lifter to come out and take his second attempt?
159. Chen is going for 159.
Mamy zmianę, Aleksander 159, 159, 9.
I think this is a sensible call rather than going all out for a gold medal or to try and stay with Liao. He's going for a weight that he thinks he's capable of to try and stay in contention and as close as possible. Well, he has gone up, he has gone to 160, just playing for time by the looks of it. The coaches are allowed to change the weights in the warm-up room twice. They upped it to 159, the bar was loaded, in that time the clock had to stop, then they put 160 on. Again, the clock had to stop while the bar was being loaded.
So both men have posted 160, but it's the Chinese lifter who comes out to go first. Remember, he is the lighter of these two. Chen 68.81, 68.52 for Liao. Liao, world champion in Goyang in 2009 in Korea, and on that occasion 160 is the number of kilos that he lifted.
So he's done this before, but Chen hasn't. Oh, superb. Faultless lifting. Just look how long I can hold it for. Easy, he says, easy. Let's not get too cocky, too confident. He's still got one to go, and so has Chen.
Yeah, and it was better than the first one. So his confidence growing a little bit now, but Chen coming out now, and Chen may not win the day in the first half of the competition, but what he wants to do is to stay as close as he can to the Chinese lifter, Liao Hui and Oleg Chen. Now, it's not about the medals, it's about the position, the number of kilos.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's a lift, that's a personal best by 3 kilos in the World Championships, 3 out of 3.
And that absolutely was his best lift.
He blew that one out of the water, that was incredible. Phenomenal speed on the bar.
We've got a world record attempt coming, 166. They're after Judge, well, I say, Liao Hui is after Georgy Markov's 13-year-old record. Now, he tried 163 in the Nationals and didn't get it. So, 166, we've seen quite a few world record attempts, but none of them have come off so far at these championships. So he won the Olympics in Beijing, lifted 158 there. He won the world title in 2009, lifted 160. Won the national games this year, lifted 161. But this is of a different dimension. He has 20 seconds in which to settle and lift. Well, it didn't happen yet again. Another world record attempt not achieved. And the interesting thing for me there was, have they done the right thing? And the answer is probably, because when you look at the clean and jerk opening figures, Liao Hui has posted 190 and Chen 175.
Well, Liao is coming into this competition in some superb form. If he's going to be coming out on a 190 clean and jerk, that is significantly ahead of any other athletes that have entries posted here today. Just noticeable as well that the world record is 197, so if he is out on his own, who knows, we could see another world record attempt.
So the snatch results there, you can see Chen did nothing wrong, 3 out of 3, personal best, can't criticise him at all. Kim Myung-hyuk also 3 out of 3, and those are good lifts there. But you can see Daniel Godelli 1 out of 3, and that's the problem for him. And you see when he dropped down 140, 135, you can see there's a vast difference, an ocean between these lifters and the men truly in contention for the championship title. Well, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the halfway point in the men's 69 kilo championship of the world. Michaela Breeze alongside myself, David Goldstrom. And we started with 12 competitors, but now it's really found a different shape. Just to remind you of what we have ahead, tomorrow it'll be the women's 69 kilo competition and the men's 77 at 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock Central European time respectively. The women's competition on Eurosport 2, the men's on Eurosport International. We'd love to have your company for those two competitions. But now to concentrate on the direction of what we have in front of us today. And I was saying, Michaela, that actually we started with 12, but really we're down to about 4 now for the medals. So just about to get underway here with the second half of the competition. If you're just joining us, a reminder that in the lead at the moment, by virtue of lighter body weight, is the Chinese lifter Liao Hui, the Olympic champion from Beijing, leading the European champion of this season, Oleg Chen, on body weight. And in third place, the lifter representing the People's Republic of Korea, Kim Myung-hyuk, who's on 152 kilos, so 8 kilos off the pace. And in fourth place, it's Daniel Godelli on 147, and he's 13 kilos behind. So at the moment, barring a fall, as they say, it really does look to be between Russia and China, certainly for the gold and the silver. But on to the clean and jerk, and this is Jose Mena Moreno, representing Colombia, 165 on the bar.
Well, very sound first attempt, no issues there. Technically efficient.
Yes, he was a bit unfortunate, I have to say, in the first half. He tried 140 twice, but didn't get that, so he's now trying to pull himself up from 14th position. So quite a task ahead of him. Goes into third overall at this moment, and the reason for that is that I would just remind you that although he's got 300 kilos, Robert Joachim from Germany in the B group earlier in the day, 137 in the snatch, 170 in the clean and jerk, leads at the moment from that B group with 307 kilos, just to keep things in perspective. Now, the two cousins, this is the older Sajat Beruzi, whose best performance came last year in the Asian Championships when he was the bronze medalist. Now, he only got 1 out of 3. Disappointing stats from the snatch. 140 is what he carries forward. He's in 9th place at the halfway stage. And this is 168, but he's capable of 176.
Staggering to get back underneath it. Had to work hard throughout that lift. Nothing there looked particularly comfortable.
But okay, elegant it was not. But the lift is good, and he's got a total on the board here. Takes him to 308. Puts him into the lead. He eclipses Robert Joachim from Germany in the B group by a kilo. And now Bernardine Matam. Well, like Baruzzi, who preceded him, I should say, he only made 1 good snatch attempt and trying to move up from 10th place. 168 on the bar. This man really gives the coaches heart palpitations.
It's moving the hands out very wide for the jerk. Not very far for that bar to travel. Much more comfortable in the overhead position. Looks like the clean is going to be where he comes unstuck.
Well, it clearly looks to be his preferred lift.
That hit him hard at the bottom. His upper back was rounding. Very fast into the split position.
170.
Bar up to 170 kilos now. Vanik Avetisian for Armenia to come in, and again here's another man who's trying to move up from a lowly position. He did make 2 out of his 3 attempts in the snatch, but 137 was all he collected. So this is for 307, and that would just move up to 4th place in the total. And this is a weight he's, or should be, very comfortable with.
Stop it! Rugi!
Again, working hard all the way through. It's what you've got to expect though. These guys are pushing the limits here. 170 first attempt. He's well in the competition. He looks calm, he looks relaxed, he looks like he's enjoying himself as well, which is good to see.
Yeah, he's not. So what shall I say? I don't think he's absolutely finely tuned as he would be if he was, you know, contesting the Olympic Games. But I think he's found a bit of rhythm which is helping him now.
Sometimes athletes can get too wound up, too in the zone, and almost that becomes a hindrance as well. I know when I was performing I used to enjoy staying relaxed and calm, and that for me was how I performed at my best.
Now here's another man who only made 1 out of 3. Now is he going to be more comfortable with this particular discipline? Junior Sanchez Rivero, Pan American champion, just to remind you of this season. And in that competition, he actually clean and jerked 181 kilos. So this is 10 kilos below that particular mark, which is his personal best.
great extension on the clean. Really got some float on the bar there. Very strong, very good technically on the clean and jerk. And what's interesting as well, Junior Sanchez was one of the latter lifters during the snatch, so he would have had to go back to the warm-up room. Not really any time to sit down and relax. He would have had to crack straight on with his warm-up for the clean and jerk to get ready in time for this.
And with that success, goes into the lead for the moment with 318. He also, of course, leads the clean and jerk, but things will change pretty rapidly now. And the bar at 171 for the Frenchman. Here's a man who might have competed in next year's Commonwealth Games, but no more. Now, if you've followed his progress through the competition, you'll know that he will only start to lift with very few seconds left on the clock. We're at 10. We're at 5.
Nearly lost it then. Shoulders nearly gave up on him. Two out of two, he's a lot more comfortable right now. Works so hard on that clean.
I mamy kolejne 20 sekund. Wykorzystajmy to jak najlepsi kibice. Bardzo proszę, klaszczemy rytmicznie.
Junior Sanchez. Well, he's going to have to wait a while, I think, because Daniel Godelli wants to come in at 173 to open up. And if you've been with us, as Michaela has explained, first attempts always take precedence in such a situation, but it's changed again, and it's now Jose Mena Moreno for Colombia, who's going to come in at 173, and that's his second attempt, so I would expect Godelli to have put the bar up to 175, which is what he has done.
Sube, sube. Coge derecho, derecho. La pierna. Profundo. Quieto, quieto.
He doesn't like second attempts, does he? You know, 165, that's short of his personal best. That 173 would have been a new personal best.
You're looking at that bar as if to say, come on, what's going on? See there, the coach just getting some tape off ready for him. It's important to make sure the hands don't rip. See, he's just taping his thumbs.
He's not so bright and smiley as he was when we first saw him. And now Matam coming up for what I think is going to be a pretty hard test for him.
If he can stand with this, he's got a chance, but I think the clean is going to be where he struggles the most.
He's already 3 kilos up on what he did in the European Championships, clean and jerk. And he was a kilo up on the snatch as well, so they're small improvements, but nonetheless they are improvements. So a couple of pluses. He's in a very competitive class. And he's left on 310. and at the end of the day, that's unfortunately 1 kilo short of what he produced in the Europeans.
China, please prepare to 175. Przygotowuje się do 175.
And it's 17 kilos short of the total he entered as well, so I think overall he's going to be dejected. Now Moreno, can he do now what he couldn't do in the first half of the competition, pull the third one out of the fire? That's what he needs to do here.
We'll try and salvage something from the competition. 2 out of 6 quite simply is not good enough on a world platform. Just having a little joke with himself there by the looks of it. It's his way of staying focused, staying calm, relaxed. And he stands fairly strong. Big platform with his shoulders. No, it's coming back.
Oh.
The arms went to lock, and then they bent. He tried to hold it on bent arms. The referees had already seen the mistake.
Reprezentanta Chin.
Drive overhead, back legs a little straight, that's pulled the hips backwards, hence why he had to stagger forwards to try and get back underneath. Well, we're about to see Liang Chen of China coming out.
Chen, yes.
175.
Okay, to add to the 145 that he had in the first part of the competition.
Remember, he bombed on the clean and jerk in the Asian Games, so this is where he's really going to be tested. Let's hope he can nail the first one. Very little wrong with that. Clean can maybe be a bit sharper, but nothing wrong with that. That'll be a relief for him. He's in the competition. He can now relax, go out and try and push the personal boundaries a little bit further. Great jerk position.
Daniel Godelni, Albania, please prepare.
So interestingly now we have Oleg Chen of Russia coming out for his first attempt on 175. Still quite a few lifters yet to start. He's showing his cards fairly early. There's not much wrong with that.
So Oleg Chen doing what he has to do, Michaela.
Next up we're going to see Daniel Gadeli of Albania, also opting for 175, first attempt. See the replay here, great extension on the clean, keeping his chest high, driving the bar to arm's length.
So Godelli, first attempt, 175 on the bar for him. Brings forward 147 kilos. So this would put him into second place in the total, if it's good.
Is he going to get that? I don't think so. Too soft in the arms, too much movement in the elbows. He's obviously got a very bad elbow lock. Let's see if we can see the replay. Quite clearly he's going to struggle to get any referees to pass these lifts.
Oleg Chen leading at the moment with 335 kilos overall. from Liang Shenxi with 320.
There's definite movement in his right arm.
Sajjad Barouzi now had 168, as you can see, now 175 on the bar. So this is a 7 kilo increase to take him to 315, which would give him the lead in the clean and jerk and lift him from 5th to 4th overall. Coming down to 10 seconds. That's a little glance there. Knows exactly where he is. 5 seconds.
That's a 7 kilo increase from his first attempt. That was a big ask. It's going to have taken a lot out of him. Not quite driving the bar high enough, having to drop too low, couldn't recover from it.
Obviously it depends on how you feel on the day, how your warm-up's gone and everything else, but you know, starting on 168, it's quite a low base to then give yourself 7 kilos. If you'd been 170 as a starter, maybe things would have been a little bit easier. And now Avetisian for Armenia. Kicked off with a 170. At the moment he's got a running total of 307. And he's moved up overall from 12th to 7th. This will again move him up from 7th to 4th overall, if successful. Not to be, and that personal best has evaporated. One more attempt though. Still to start, Feridun Guliev of Azerbaijan, who's posted 180 as his opener. Kim Myon-hyuk, 180 for his opener. And of course, Liao Hui of China on 190. Godeli and his female teammate Begay, neither of them are particularly strong in terms of putting a sequence together. They sort of just scrape by generally. Couple of good lifts.
It's better in the elbows. Oh, I don't know, his left one's going. 2 to 1, he's got it.
No movement from Sankofa in the jury there, but Godeli. At the moment, 322. Made 325 in winning the Mediterranean Games, so it's not far off that with one more attempt to come. And now Sajjad missed at 175. Last attempt, 7 kilos again, this to take him to 315. He'll not be particularly pleased, I don't think, because this is, or would be, given that it's successful, some 7-8 kilos below his best of last season.
Ooh, shifting onto his left side.
I'm afraid the game is over at 308 kilos. That's absolutely not what he was looking for. He had posted, and this is very interesting, he had posted 308 kilos for his entry total. He's ended up on 308. He is exactly 20 kilos down on the edge of disqualification.
Yeah, his starting weights have to add up to within 20 kilos of the weight that he posed, and his just did that. Wasn't able to capitalise any further.
Avatisian now for Armenia. This would take him to 312.
Oh, he drove it high enough, but it was out in front.
First half of the competition, it was about 50-50 between good lifts and failed lifts, just in favour of good lifts actually.
Clean was fairly good there, works hard to stand up. Never really committed to getting underneath that.
Jababaruzi. So the more successful at the moment of the two cousins, in 5th place at the halfway stage. So this is his opener on 176. He's opening up on his personal best. Brings forward 147 kilos from the first part.
It's not the prettiest of lifts. Just to generate massive leg drive through that bar on the jerk to get it so high. Power jerk is less efficient than a split jerk. He's obviously got reasons, his own reasons why he has to do it that way. It drives the bar to arm's length very, very fast underneath, which helps.
Up to 2nd place overall and the lead in the clean and jerk.
Technical controller just being a little bit fussy there, measuring the width of his knee support, as there are certain regulations that you've got to follow. I'm not sure what the knee support width is, but I know the back support is 12 centimetres. I think the wrist supports are 10 centimetres.
So Junior Sanchez Rivero, 2nd attempt now. This is again a 7 kilo increase to take him up to 325.
Well, his first attempt was good.
Potente y rápido, velocidad de clean. Tranquilo, empuja fuerte con la pierna. Atrás. Vamos.
And his second attempt is also following in the same suit. Excellent lifting there.
Yeah, now he's only a couple of kilos short of what he's delivered before. But of course, that lift gives him the lead in the clean and jerk. And up to 2nd place overall. But just a reminder that Guliev and Yao of Azerbaijan and China yet to start. And also interesting to see what Chen does, because at the moment the bars, or the weight he's posted to come in back for his second attempt is 180. So they might be just biding their time here at the moment. Kim Leong-hyuk is the other man who hasn't started, People's Republic of Korea, who of course is in the bronze medal position at the halfway stage. But he's got quite a bit of catching up to do. So that is the state of play at the moment in the clean and jerk. But those leaders there unlikely to hold on to those positions.
1 minute.
But you can see Chen with 2, Chen Shi for China also 2. And there's 3 there who've yet to start.
Junior Antonio Sanchez Rivera, Venezuela.
So, very quick reappearance here. The bar on 179, just a kilo up. So they've made a decision, Michaela. This is the limit on this day.
Empuja fuerte con las piernas atrás. Vamos.
Well, you could say they're right then by the decision they just made. But as you said in an earlier competition, the difference between 178 and 179, basically it's in the head more than in the body.
Don't know what happened there. I think 1 kilo difference really, to take a 7 kilo jump between his first and second, and then just a 1 kilo jump between second and third. His best is a 181, so
yeah, a bit strange to fathom, but on we go. Kim Myeon-hyuk in the bronze medal position now, coming out for 180. Now, let's just consider him and Oleg Chen and Yao Hui. At the moment, Chen's a player because he's gone in and taken 175. So this is going to claw back 5 of the 8 kilo deficit on Chen. If he gets it, of course.
very dynamic on the clean. Super quick on the clean, on the jerk. Well done. Great lifting.
Well, Kim notches up that 180 there. In the Olympic Games he had 184, so there are some kilos to come, but he is in a situation where he's seriously playing catch up. Now this is interesting because Liang Shenxi also coming out on 180, again another 5 kilo increase. He's dropped out of the medal positions, but this would put him up into third overall and first in the clean and jerk. So, as you said, this is where he came unstuck in the Asian Championships. But he's got a total, but now can he capitalise? Can he build on this? Can he actually justify his selection for these championships? Because this is what he has to lift now to do just that.
Well, that's solid.
And you know, having messed up in the Asian Championships, this is doing him a world of good now.
Watch the slow-mo replay, David. The clean was superb. Great extension, sits nice and straight. Great leg strength. Watch his hips there, just behind the bar. He's got to be careful not to let those go any further back.
So Oleg Chen sticking to plan, going to 180. And of course this would take him to 340. He's in the lead now. That would enhance his lead. It would also move him up in the clean and jerk to second place, behind Shenxi, who is the lighter of the two at the moment. And
he's superb overhead, but that clean he's got to work so hard for. You've got a sense that if he cleans it, he'll manage the jerk. One to come.
And it'll be an interesting call now from Chen to where he goes to. Guliev, remember, hasn't started either on 185, coached by Zlatan Vanev, who's a wily old fox here. And we've not had any news from the back room. Would it be nice to see the back room, actually, to see Guliev and see what he's up to? Because I have him as a 181 man, so going up to 185 for his opener, just double checking that. Yeah, it's only a 185. That's 5 kilos up on what he originally posted. Godelli. And this is a 7 kilo increase. I wish him well, but I think this may be a kilo or two too far.
Rough looking technique, never sets himself, whips his head back, he's going to put a swing on the bar as soon as it comes off the floor. Looks very tight in the hip flexors as well on the clean, can't really get that full extension, just makes it really hard for himself.
Yeah, he's slipping down the order. He was 4th at halfway before this lift. He was down in 6th place, and that's where he is at the moment. So, onto the stage in a sprightly manner comes Jabba Barusi. He's got 2 attempts left and he's going for the 183 here. Now, this is most definitely a new personal best by 7 kilos. Now, this man will have your heart beating a little bit stronger, particularly if you his coach, the head coach, who's come here, Mr. Bahageri, at the centre of some controversy back home with a group of lifters who have not been selected, including the super heavyweight champion of the world, or also the Olympic champion.
Oh, great shoulder flexibility to save that.
Well, he's up into the lead in the clean and jerk, and he's also into the overall bronze medal position, and he's still got 1 to come.
The same way. Oleksen is prepared.
And this is really building up nicely now. Liang Shenxi coming up now for 183. And this would give him 4 out of 6. And it's a 3 kilo increase to take him to 328. He's really focusing on the clean and jerk. He's still very much an outsider to end up in the medals in the clean and jerk, but he's now decided that this is as far as he can go. As you would expect, a little bit harder. And he's pulled it out of the bar, and from no clean and jerks in the Asian Championship, a 1, 2, 3, 3 good attempts, 175, 180, 183. And now all he does is sits back, waits and watches what happens.
Great leg strength there to stand out there clean. See his hips behind the bar again, but compensates with great shoulder flexibility. So Oleg, it's important he gets this lift. He's got a nice little gap on the snatch. I think he's going to find Kim Myung-hook chasing him now at the moment.
Well, Kim's got 2, and
well, if Chen fails with this, it means that Kim needs another 9 kilos, so 189, which is completely doable.
Well, Kim's got 2, Guliev's got 3, and of course Liao Hui has got 3 as well after this attempt from Chen. This for 3:44 for the European champion.
And he can't do it, can't stand with it. Wow.
But look at the figures from April in Albania, where he snatched 155, he's gone to 160. From the clean and jerk, which he achieved in Tirana, he's gone to 180, and he's gone from a total of 331 to 340. And Oleg Chen for Russia, well, at 24, still plenty of opportunity for him. Plenty of opportunity for him to improve. Now, Guliev. This is going to be fascinating because we're in the dark here, to be honest, Michaela. We know the stats that he achieved at the Universiade, and that included a 181 clean and jerk, but is he that good? Have he and Vanev made a plan?
Let's see, I think he's too far out of the running after the snatch to contend for the overall medals, but he's definitely got a chance of picking up something shiny in the clean and jerk.
Absolutely.
So quick. So solid overhead.
Yeah, that's gold medal position for the moment in the clean and jerk. And the 185 adds to the 143, and it puts him up into 4th place overall. So Guliev with a running total of 328, 2 more attempts to come. He's 12 kilos down, 12 kilos down on the leader. And now the challenge of Kim Myung-hyuk. He is 8 kilos down on the leader.
He's got a chance, David, if he can nail this one. He only needs 4 kilos more to take Chen's scalp.
Yes, he's heavier than Chen. Not by much, but it doesn't matter. He is just that little bit heavier.
He's got it. Superb technician, and for somebody that's so tall, he's got so far to move that bar. Really uses his technique to his advantage. Great lifting.
2nd place overall, 2nd place in the clean and jerk. That's because Firidun is the lightest in the class at 68.29, so he's got that advantage in the race for the clean and jerk gold. Well, there's quite a buzz, as you can see, round outside, because this is the arrival of Liao Hui with the bar going to 186 kilos. Now, he did 187 in the national games. He tried, but failed 198 twice.
Well, he's had his starting weight down as a 190. He's brought it down by 4 kilos to 186. So let's hope he's still able to execute. He looks out of breath though. It's a sign he's just done a lift in the warm-up room. Hopefully he's had enough time to recover. Strong clean.
Oh, wasn't it just?
Careful, needs to stand still. That's a relief, I think.
Yeah, I'd like to see the overhead. I wasn't quite sure whether the feet were truly in line, but he's got the 186 now, so he's in the lead in the clean and jerk. He's in the lead overall now. So Chen drops down. It's 346 now for Liao Hui in 1st place. But still there, a thorn in all their sides for the clean and jerk is Jabba Barusi. This would be something, wouldn't it? 186. Now 186 with his body weight will move him up into the clean and jerk medals. He'd actually go into the silver medal position. The total surely beyond him. He's actually sitting in 4th place at the moment. And that's where he's going to stay even if he lifts this. But the clean and jerk is his main interest at the moment. Last attempt.
He's going to go low enough on this power jerk. Well, he tried to.
So he finishes on 330. And the consolation prize there is that he's 7 kilos to the good in terms of anything he's produced on a competition stage before at one of the major championships. He won the Asian Championships with 323. He's ended at the moment in 4th place with 330. So here we go, 190. So 4 kilos. And it's actually Kim who's out here now on 190, which would be a 5 kilo increase, which would take him to 341, the 1 kilo more than he needs because of his heavier body weight than Chen to actually get into the silver medal position.
He only needs a 189. He's 8 kilos down from Chen after the snatch and body weight. That means he needs 9 kilos more. Chen did a 180, so by my calculations, he only needs 189. He's opted for 190.
Well, he's 3 kilos behind Chen now, right? That would, if he got 3 kilos, he'd pull him up to 340. So he needs 4 kilos, surely, because he's the heavier of the two. I actually think they've got it right. So this to go into the silver medal position and of course the lead in the clean and jerk. Can he stand up?
Trust the technique?
No. So at the moment he stays in bronze. So 337 is what he stays on there. Now, just having a look at this, of course, we've got Guliev, whose main concentration is on the clean and jerk. So Guliev now is going to take 6 kilos more. Now 6 kilos more will take him to 334, and then he'd still have one more attempt, so he could still go after the, not only could he take the lead in the clean and jerk, but he could actually go after Kim, who would then be only 3 kilos away. And remember, Guliev's got that light body weight. So 194 on the bar, and in fact, just looking at this is actually 9 kilos.
This will do it.
This will do it, yeah, 9 kilos up.
This will take the medal away from
on body weight. On lighter body weight, it will give him 337. So this is for the silver medal overall.
Bronze medal overall.
I beg your pardon?
On his toes.
He's got one more go at it. Well, he's got one left, and Yao Hui has got 2. Now, at the moment, sitting on 346, he's unassailable, really, the Chinese lifter, Liu Huao, the Beijing Olympic champion. So it begins to cross the mind now Michaela, whether, no matter what Firidun Guliev does, is Liao Hui going to have a crack at the world record?
He's opted for a 195, that's just 2 kilos shy. He needs obviously a 198 to have a go. Got 2 attempts, so I'd probably come out for a 195. It's a big increase, 9 kilos up from his first attempt.
Well, there you have it. There's clean and jerk standings. So it's going to be Guliev to come out. He's following himself, and I imagine that there might be some concern in his head here about the ability to do this.
I believe this is a new junior world record clean and jerk attempt.
Yes, because Guliev is 19 years of age.
The record stands at 190. This is 194.
But remember, he's chasing hard here to get into the overall bronze as well.
And he's cleaned it. Has he got the legs now? He's got it. Can he recover?
No, yes. Needs to stand.
Oh, no.
I'll tell you what, I think the referees were really ungenerous there.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
He's got it by 2 to 1.
Is he conscious though? Somebody get his legs in the air?
Yeah.
That's how much that's taken out of him. Undo the belt, get the legs in the air. Let's try and get some oxygen back to the brain. He's okay. He'll be okay. He's just passed out. Somebody want to tell him he's actually just got the world junior record on the clean and jerk?
Yeah, but he's also moved up to overall bronze and taken the lead in the clean and jerk.
Goodness me, that's what you call giving it your all.
And there's Zlatan Vanev, and they had a plan, and they've actually executed it. But look what it's taken out of him.
That is just incredible.
It's
that clean that does it. All the weight on the windpipe, holding it there for so long. All that time he's holding his breath. Can't get the oxygen into the brain. Can't hold it anymore. And he's gone.
Well, he's gone to 337. Now this is all about Liao Hui, and the bar staying on 195. Now this would be a 9 kilo increase for him. I'm just doing the maths here on a 9 kilo. This would be equal to, no, it wouldn't be equal to Boevsky's record. It's first in the total, obviously first in the clean and jerk. This is to take all 3 gold medals.
Well, he needed that. And what we didn't say just a minute ago was that world record that we've just seen. That was Liao's world record. So he's coming out now, wants this. He's got 1 attempt left. He's just lost his junior world record. Is he going to have a go at the senior world record?
Worth a shot, I think. Now, of course, the record, that record was set by Zhang Guozheng of China back in 2003, so 10 years ago. And of course the record is 197, which means he has to do 198, and 198 has been posted. So well, nobody's managed a senior world record. We've had our first junior world record.
Two new world senior records in clean and jerk and in total. A tak na 2 rekordy świata. Poczucie i próbują
He's recovered now, isn't he?
I think someone's told him now he's woken up.
China, third dance, second place.
Coach is just saying, come on, get your legs moving. Need to fire now.
Well, the Chinese lifter's got plenty of time on his side, more than a minute.
Coaches look nervous.
Czy polscy kibice są gotowi? Czy jesteście gotowi? Are you ready?
Oleg Chen pretty happy there in the silver medal position and many steps forward. So that's the way it is in the clean and jerk standings. In the overall, it's Liao with the gold, Chen with the silver, Guliev with the bronze, Kim Yon-hyuk for People's Republic of Korea missing out. But this is the moment. The Beijing Olympic champion of 2008, the world champion in Goyang in 2009. And this, after a 2-year absence, as a result of being a bad boy, would bring him absolutely back to the top. He is the National Games champion. He tried this weight twice in the Nationals. He didn't get it either time. The senior clean and jerk world record of 69 kilos. So he's got the clean. Impressive. Yes, he's got it.
Well, he didn't like being without a world record. Having just seen his junior world record broken just 2 minutes ago, he came out and he's just nailed the world senior record. Absolutely superb. World champion, men's 69 kilo category. That's the way to do it.
Well, the Chinese have had a few hiccups here over the first few days, but this is a brighter finish and it'll put a smile on all their faces. And that was an absolutely excellent competition. And there are a lot of positives to take out of this competition by a lot of these lifters here in the way things have unfolded. You can see 358, and 358 is also a new total world record, just to put some more icing on the cake. And he's taken that away from Galabin Boevsky, who set that in the World Championships of 1999 before the Sydney Olympic Games. So 2 world records going the way of Yao Hui, who was one of the highlights at the National Games, the Chinese National Games in September, and Dr. Thomas Ayan, the president of the International Weightlifting Federation, in what we believe will be his last term of stewardship of this body, there to congratulate him. And of course he takes all 3 gold medals in this competition. Guliev, high stakes poker played by him and coach Zlatan Vanev, but they pulled it out of the fire, and he takes a silver in the clean and jerk and a bronze overall. And Kim, well, for Kim, things just didn't happen for him. He got a bronze in the first part of the competition. He got a bronze in the end in the clean and jerk, but 4th overall. He missed out on the big medals.
Oh, gutted, you know, 5 out of 6 lifts, superbly good today, and to come away with 2 bronze medals but nothing in the overall, that is just gutting.
That's been something of the story of the People's Republic of Korea. They've started so many competitions brightly, but many of their lifters haven't been able to finish it off.
Well, they definitely did today.
There it is, confirmation, a new clean and jerk world record, 198, a new total world record, 358. Oleg Chen, new personal best for him. Firidun Guliev there, 194, a new junior world record, and the bronze medal overall. And taking that bronze medal away from Kim, and taking it by virtue of his lighter body weight.